Sonic, the sequel to the 2018 video game-based film Sonic the Hedgehog. Once again, this film stars Ben Schwartz voicing Sonic, James Marsden, Jim Carrey, Tika Sumpter, Natasha Rothwell, and Idris Elba. And Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and tells a story of after the end of the first film, Sonic is now officially a part of the family with James Marsden and his wife, Tika Sumpter. But when Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, returns with a new friend, Knuckles, voiced by Idris Elba, Sonic gets help from Tails, voiced by the original voice actress Colleen O'Shaughnessy, as they go for the secret emerald that will give power to when you touch it. The film is 2 hours and 2 minutes and is PG. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here at Max Talk Movies. We're talking Sonic the Hedgehog 2. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, movie rankings. And yeah, so I love talking movies and shows way too much. So please subscribe, ring the bell. Comment down below. Let me know, first of all, your thoughts on, if you've seen both films, which one do you prefer? Would you want to see a Sonic 3? And if you've not seen it, tell me, have you seen the first one? Are you going to rewatch the first one? Or are you going to wait for this to come on Paramount? Because that's also a reasonable excuse to say. Like the video, guys, the thumbs up button, that really helps the algorithm so this video gets recommended to more people wanting reviews of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sorry for the late review. My plan was seeing this on Friday night, opening night, but I got a bit sick with allergies, so I did not go on Friday just to make sure I wasn't officially sick. So on Monday night, I saw the film. And here's my thoughts on the original film. If you don't know, the original film came out about 2 weeks before the actual pandemic happened. So it came out with kind of the last major film to be in release for multiple weeks before the pandemic. This came out late February 2020. And this had a lot to do. A Knuckles show has already been announced as a spin-off show for Paramount Plus. I'm not sure Sonic 3 has been officially announced. I'll check on that after this video. But I was really excited for it. The first film for me was a fun, okay ride. I loved Sonic, and Jim Carrey stole the whole movie as Dr. Robotnik, but the rest of the movie felt kind of forgettable. There was a little bit too much human stuff going on that kind of took me out of the Robotnik-Sonic relationship. But I have to say, I did like this film a lot more than the first one. And I do want to start off by saying, I do believe this is the best video game movie of all time. It was always Detective Pikachu for me as the best video game-based film of all time. And now I want to give that distinction to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I had a breeze of a 2-hour runtime that I was having fun from the opening scene until the last scene. And I think so it's funny, on the first film, if you remember the first trailer that came out, Sonic did not look good. And all the fans came out and said, you have to change Sonic, that's not Sonic. And a lot of people were like, ooh, should Hollywood actually be listening to the fans, let the creators create what they want? They changed the look of Sonic. Thank God they did. It really helped elevate that first film. And this film has a similar thing where I think a lot of people are like, we need less of the human stuff and more of the Sonic. And really, other than Jim Carrey, most of the human characters are pretty much on the sidelines for the film, which was great. It's clearly just about Sonic teaming up with Tails to go up against Robotnik and Knuckles. And I think that's a movie that we all wanted to see. I grew up playing the Sonic games with Sega, so I know the characters. I'm not like I'm not like the person who's like the insider, knows all the Easter eggs. I just remember playing the games, have some nostalgia for the characters, especially with Tails coming in. So that was all exciting. So as I said, it's my favorite video game movie because this movie is fun from beginning to end. Ben Schwartz is one of my favorite comedic actors. I've already reviewed both his shows that came out this year, which were, The After Party and Space Force Season 2. So happy he's doing some great work, and his voice work of Sonic is great. You're never really thinking about, no offense to the original voice of Sonic, but you're never really wanting the original voice because Ben Schwartz is doing such a great job in the role. Funny, has some great one-liners, and Sonic does have an arc in the movie about when it's time to be a hero. And he's still kind of a kid, as James Marsden, who plays Tom, tells him, like, you're still kind of a kid, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's what a hero has to do. And Sonic tries to realize that during the film. Once again, Jim Carrey is by far and away the standout of the human cast, playing Dr. Robotnik. He says he's basically taking a step away from acting for a little bit following this film. but he is a lot of fun in this movie. Once again, as Dr. Robotnik. I don't think he's as entertaining just because from a dialogue point of view, he doesn't have as many great one-liners than he did in the first film, but he's still a marvel to look at because it really is amazing how Jim Carrey has reached multiple generations in the last, 30 or some years of his career. Me, obviously, growing up, a lot of people grew up with the Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, those years. I was kind of in the years of The Mask and Bruce Almighty and all those types of films in the early 2000s. And now the fact that he's now reaching a new generation being Dr. Robotnik and Sonic. And it's amazing how Jim Carrey has spanned so many different types of generations. And it's just a breath of fresh air to see Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey. I think if you love Jim Carrey, you're going to love this performance because it's just Jim Carrey doing himself, and it's so much fun to watch. As I said, I actually really like Tails Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who was the original voice actress for Tails in the video game, does come back to voice Tails and does a great job. I was a bit disappointed that Tails was sidelined for bits and pieces of the third act. At times, I don't want to spoil what happens, but at times it's kind of a 1-on-2. And I wish Tails was a bit in the movie a little bit more, but Tails' friendship with Sonic is one of the stronger aspects of the film, how Tails is always looked at weird. Tails has two tails and was always looked weird by a pawn. But Sonic was also weird, but Sonic was looked at as a legend, and the fact of how Tails is inspired by Sonic, their friendship because of that, I really enjoyed. My favorite part of the movie was Knuckles, though, voiced by Idris Elba, who does a fantastic job voicing Knuckles. I probably laughed at Knuckles' jokes the most out of anyone in the entire film. Now, Knuckles, while he's not trying to be funny, he's trying to be super serious, but because he's being super serious, he can sound kind of dumb at times. And I love that the Knuckles and Robotnik relationship. Knuckles clearly wants the emerald, and Robotnik wants Sonic, but Robotnik kind of realizes what this emerald is and is on for the ride with Knuckles to go get the emerald. I just really enjoyed the Knuckles-Robotnik relationship. And then out of nowhere, probably the most emotional part of the film was a Knuckles and Sonic dynamic of their back and forths, were some of the strongest aspects of the film. I like James Marsden and Tika Sumpter and Natasha Rothwell. I'd say Rothwell was probably the biggest standout of those three. But they were pretty much sidelined for the big chunks of the film, which I thought was a positive because we all just want to see Sonic and Tails go up against Knuckles and Robotnik. That's what we got. I thought the action, this is a beautiful movie to look at. Some of the scenes, they're on snowy climates. They're in Siberia at points. They're in Hawaii. The locations and the way the movie looks is amazing. Some really fun action scenes as well that feel pulled right out of a video game, but also feel like action scenes made for a movie. And the action was quick, but also looked really cool. And the specific moves were awesome to see, especially if you played the games. Really cool stuff with that. So the action was fun. I was laughing for the most part throughout the entire film. And I love our big four main characters. Let's go into some of the negatives that I have with the film. There's a big chunk with Natasha Rothwell's character, Marsden, and Tom and Maddie, played by Sumpter and Marsden. They have to go to Maddie's sister's wedding, who's played by Natasha Rothwell. And there's a big chunk that's like a 15-20 minute chunk just on this wedding. And it just felt like a big distraction of what we were actually doing. The wedding felt so inconsequential. While it was funny, it was just time taken away from the big four characters in the film. So while it was funny, Natasha Rothwell really brought it to the scenes, they weren't that necessary to the film. There were also a couple of heavy exposition dumps that felt like video game cutscenes in a bad way, where our characters will be in just the middle of a random conversation, and then one character starts giving background, and we cut to it feels like literally a video game cutscene of narration over a past event. It felt like a video game, as I said, video game cutscene in a bad way, where it just felt like, wow, we kind of just have to do this. There's some really big exposition dumps, especially by Knuckles, that I just felt were a touch unnecessary. They didn't have to show the flashback, just talk about it. We could have opened with a scene of Knuckles' flashback, but they didn't. So that was a bit of an interesting choice. As I said, the human stuff really wasn't that funny to me, especially Adam Pally. I don't think he was as funny as clearly the movie thought he was. I do think at 2 hours, it does go a bit too long. You kind of easily cut a good, as I said, 15-minute chunk out of the movie have been just okay. But I really did, guys, have a blast with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, my favorite video game adaptation movie of all time. Love our big four characters. Would love to see more of these characters. I might even just get Paramount Plus when the Knuckles shows come out, just how much I love Knuckles. So I'm going to give Sonic the Hedgehog 2 a 4 out of 5 stars, 78%. Can't believe I just said that out loud. So that's 78% for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. One of my biggest surprises of the year thus far. I know this came out on Friday, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video. More videos coming soon, including our Moon Knight review will be coming tomorrow, as well as my Fantastic Beasts 3 review coming on Thursday, box office breakdown show on Monday. Sonic did very well at the box office. We'll see how it does in its second weekend. More videos, more reviews, more of everything. I'll see you guys soon.